the Igbos are disappointed once again that today's June 12th Democracy Day, which many Igbos are thinking that that Tinubu might release Nnamdi Kanu, but he made a TV announcement today, and he has refused to talk about Nnamdi Kanu. And we've seen Ohanezen Igbo telling the Igbos that we are not part of the protest in Nigeria. You don't want the Igbos in this country. We are not particular, and we don't want to be part of the protest, and we don't want Nigeria to use our blood as a sacrificial lamb. And we have seen that Igbos have refused to partake of today's protest. I'm talking about June 12th. Today, June 12th, 2025. If you're watching for the first time, kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel. On notifications, drop your comment, click like button, and also share this video. Like and share. Tinubu has refused to release Nnamdi Kanu, and the Igbos are saying we are not part of this country, we are not protesting. The evangelists, we have heard the speech of President Tinubu. Kanu is yet to be released. What do you have to say about this?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you're watching us from. I remember humble one and the only Biafran evangelist. I will continue to speak the truth. I never expected Bola Ahmed Tinubu to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, or to talk about Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. So for him not to say it, it is not a shock or a surprise to me. But let me tell you that the June 12th that they are celebrating today was a sacrifice of an Igbo man.
An Igbo man?
Yes. Humphrey Nwosu.
Is it MK Abiola is the hero?
Humphrey Nwosu was the one who sacrificed himself and who sacrificed to make sure that we have today before June 12th.
People are asking that how this sacrifice.
Now listen and listen good. It was in 1993, the very first time for a very long time in this country, under the watch of Ibrahim Babamosi Babangida, the military head of state, which allowed election to be held in Nigeria, for Nigeria to return back to democracy, to become a democratic nation. That's what happened. It was on that year that Tofan, Babangida's family, as a Fulani, came out to contest with MKO Abiola, which at the end of the day, the INEC chairman was Humphrey Nwosu, an Igbo man, a typical Igbo man. Humphrey Nwosu did not look at the president's eyes. He did not look at his face to do the needful and to do the right thing, which every other person have denied the Igbos their mandate in 2023. The Fulani have done that. Maybe, I believe, why Mahmoud Yakubu, why he did what he did, could be as a result of what has happened in 1993 to deny Igbos their mandate. Because Igbo man Humphrey Nwosu in June 12, 1993 declared MKO Abiola the winner of that election.
So they said that as he was declaring the result, even under pressure, IBB suspended the coalition.
Of course, yes, IBB suspended the coalition because I could remember. As at that time, I will not forget it so soon. I was among the people who went and do what? Cast a vote. And that time, back in those days, you cannot use it to compare. At that time, it was based on the counting. We just line up and they begin to count us. 1, 2, just like that. That was the system as at that time. And we line up and they counted us. But at the end of the day, MKO Abiola was, risk-free, announced as the winner of June 12, which only IBB that knows the best and is standing in the position, thank God is still alive, to tell Nigerians what makes him to nullify that result, and decided to cause a kind of state of emergency in the Federal Republic of Nigeria with a statement which he made, I step aside. You understand? And by bringing an interim government in the person of Shoniko to become the president of Nigeria as a result of this, and he denied MKO Abiola his mandate. But the Igbo man, Humphrey Nwosu, took the risk in the watch of the military to announce a Yoruba man as what? As the clear winner of June 12th, which the Yorubas are taken to heart. Up to date, they are celebrating it, they are recognizing it, and they are remembering it. But the same man who took this risk is the same man that the Yorubas stood up in the house and kicked against his monument and his recognition and his federal honor. That is to tell you the kind of country that we are. But if it was a Fulani man that performed this, you will see his this thing all over Nigeria that will be monetizing, that will be molding him all over. Are you getting it? But because this one is an Igbo man, they choose to silence him. But you cannot silence the truth. And I give God the glory. You see what is happening today? Protests. Ohaneze, we don't need to wait for Ohaneze because Ohaneze is already speaking for their pockets.
Oh, the Igbos don't trust Ohaneze.
We don't trust Ohaneze, and neither do we believe in Ohaneze. Because they are not Ohaneze indeed, but they are Ohaneze of themselves, speaking for their family, speaking for their children, and speaking for their own selfish interests and pockets.
But the Igbos are supported today that President Tinubu have refused to release Nnamdi Kanu in his June 12th speech. What do you have to say about that?
That is why I say I am not surprised, as he has refused to free him, to use June 12th, a kind of compensation. You understand? A kind of payback of the sacrifice an Igbo man has sacrificed for Yoruba. Do you understand? But since he's the president, he has his rights, he has his choice to make. Since he has decided to go the way he has went, no problem, the struggle continues. But as for the Igbos, we are not going to participate in anything in this country in terms of protests or whatsoever. Listen and listen good. I'm using this opportunity to even warn those who may have it at heart or who may likely want to or wish to. Please stay away, because at the end of the day, anything that involves Igbo people in protest, Nigeria will target Igbo protest. Look at the civil war Igbos fought to keep Nigeria, to make sure that Nigeria is not suffering the massacre they are massacring today. At the end of the day, they call it Igbo coup. That was the coup that took place in 1966, January 15, to be precise. They target Igbo coup. But today, what is happening? The NSAS protest, they say it was the Igbo, of which they even accused Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that he was the one that instigated that NSAS. So if Igbo should involve themselves again, they will target to Igbo. That is why I'm using this opportunity to tell all my brothers in diaspora all over the world, on that very day, tomorrow, this day of protest, please stay away. Make sure you stay away from the protest. Let the Yorubas go and do that protest, and let the Fulanis that put the Yoruba man go and do that protest. It is their cup of tea. Let them run it.
Finally, we have seen President Tinubu, he has been receiving endorsement. Ohaneze Ndigbo endorse Tinubu. The Igbo kings endorse Tinubu. The Igbo elders have endorsed Tinubu too. Tinubu was in Anambra State. They gave him a chieftaincy title. Again, Tinubu's wife was given an chieftaincy title. That day yesterday, that was on Tuesday in Enugu State.
I hear.
Does it mean that now the Igbos are finally accepted Tinubu as their man?
First and foremost, God forbid.
God forbid?
Yes. Igbos never accept Tinubu. We don't have business with Tinubu. Neither do we have business with anything in Nigeria. Let them go their way. Any title they are giving them, it was given to them by the Fulani governors, not the Igbos governors, by the Fulani elders, not Igbo elders, by the Fulani people, not the Igbo people. Why am I saying this? This is not the first time that Tinubu will organize. You can remember in 2023, whereby Tinubu organized that Igbo smokers, all those people that they don't even think of home, they don't have home, they are useless. You know, he sew clothes of bishop and give to them, claim that the bishop are supporting them, whereas they are not bishop. Those ones that don't even know their way to church. They don't even know the gospel. They don't even have Bible. These are the people that, so Tinubu can come up with anything. It's good and that. So I am not surprised if you say the Igbo leaders, Igbo elder, and for your information, like I said it before, Ohaneze and Igbo have been an Ohaneze of themselves. So anything they are doing is political, and that political is a sense of making money from Nigerian posts to themselves, not for the Igbos. Ever since they have formed Ohaneze and Igbo in 1975, please, can you help me? Can you help me mention one particular thing that Ohaneze and Igbo has the importance they have played or the role they have played in the Southeast? What have they brought to Southeast? Which development? Tell me, what kind of positive impact have they played for the success or for the good of the whole Southeast? That is to tell you they are only playing for themselves, and they are there for themselves all alone.
Nnamdi Azikiwe should be honored by the Igbos for bringing honor and glory to that part. Now, I'm coming now. Dim Odumegwu Ojukwu, that the Igbos are calling their heroes, is their enemies, who brought death and distortions, and later claimed to be a Nigerian person. This came from an Igbo man today, and we know that it really caused controversy again. But how do you respond to that? Dim Odumegwu Ojukwu,
My beloved
or Nnamdi Azikiwe, the Zik of Africa?
We know it's not the Zik of Africa. The Zik of Africa is the one that is causing us the pain and sorrow that we are in now. The problem that Igbos are suffering till the day that we finally exit completely from this horrible nation is the one you call Zik of Africa. He can never be a hero. Our hero, and we know him, and he knows that we know him, and he knows us, and as we know him, is no other person than Dim. One, Odumegwu Ojukwu. No other person.
Odumegwu
Ojukwu is the person that has foreseen. He has foreseen what shall befall the Nigeria. A man in America, Martin Luther King, I had a dream. And that dream is this, that one day on this planet Earth, a black man from a black nation is coming to rule Africa and stand as #1 citizen in the world. And after that dream, many years gone, but one day it came to pass. Barack Obama from Kenya became the black man who came to fulfill the dream of that prophet. So Ojukwu had a dream. He saw what is going to befall Nigeria. That was why he decided. He told you, go on, let's do this in order to replace our people beforehand, before one. But Awolowo will turn it down. Zik turn it down. My brother, what is happening today? Fulåni has taken over Nigerian government. They have decided to Fulanize this country, and they have decided to buy anybody. Thank God today, you can see Benue, they partner with them, they are buying them like mass. They are dying like a fowl, like in Ngweri. You see Benue, go to Plateau State. Go one who say he fought to keep Nigeria one. Go one is on the run. Go one is no longer in the village. Go one is crying and regretting every day for fighting to keep Nigeria one. The people you buy insulting you. The people who try to prevent the killing of your people today, you call them enemy. And yes, it could be women hunters, it could be kidnapping hunters, it could be rapist hunters. Only God knows the kind of hunter that they are. Because after some days, after capturing 4 of them in the hotel, few days later, they saw about 2 in the hotel, rented the hotel. After 3 days interval to that, we discovered that a whole family has been kidnapped. That is hunting. It's part of hunting. And these people are being hunted. See, it is the high time that every citizen in this country, if you lay hold on these people, please don't spare them. Jungle justice is the best judgment.
No, jungle justice is not allowed in the Nigerian constitution.
But but it is allowed for them to take people's life. I'm asking, did Nigerian constitution permit the Fulanis to take people's life? That is what I am asking. But their own life will not be taken away. Their own life will not be touched. Their own life will not be tampered. But they are permitted. They are free to go to Benue State and take life. They are permitted to go to Plateau and take life. They are permitted to go to Ondo and take life. They are permitted to go to Ebonyi State and take life. And they are permitted to go to Enugu, even Amifu, as at yesterday, to take life. And they are permitted to go to Kebbi, Kogi, Taraba, Sokoto to give quick notice. And to go to, what is it called, Kwara State to give quick notice. But they are not permitted to be quitted. They are not permitted to take their own life, but they are given opportunity to do as they like in the country. My brother, I am telling you, I will not see. I will speak the truth, and I will tell you my mind. I will not have opportunity to lay hand on them if they lay hand on my own person. If I lay hand on them, the same judgment that I give my own person is the judgment I will give them. But Baba God will judge.
But the question is that why are the Igbo people afraid of the armed Fulani? Well, it seems that the other day we saw how many Idoma people from Benue, they were crossing over to Enugu for protection. This Fulani S-men Debekul. But now the same Enugu now has been attacked. Are the Igbos now afraid of the Fulani?
Igbos are not afraid. If Igbos are afraid, Igbos wouldn't have in the first place withstand Nigeria and conquer Nigeria in the war before the help of the British, before the help of the Russians, Americans. Yes, because during the war in 1967, Igbos conquer. Ojukwu conquered them down to Ore before Awolowo now betrayed. Because the capital, the federal capital at that time was Lagos State, and Lagos is a Yoruba land, and Awolowo now sabotage. You understand? So if Igbos were to be, afraid, they wouldn't have engaged in that kind of a thing. And if Igbos are afraid, Igbos will not rise to this expectation or to the level where they are today. They know they work out with fear. Any opportunity, any situation they see themselves, they stand gidigba, believe that their God Almighty is with them, and anything they put their hand on, they will succeed. And that is why, after giving them 20 pounds, you can see where Igbos are today. Go and try to any tribe, no tribe in Nigeria, I quote and unquote, no tribe in Nigeria that will ever suffer what Igbos has gone through in this country and still stand to meet up to the level Igbos is today.
No, but
they are not scared.
But we are here this morning at this over
that see, listen to me.
When an outside person told Igbos that it is true that are jealous of the North, because the North are the most powerful people in Nigeria. That's what he said.
What makes them powerful?
I mean, what sense? I'm talking about them. He said that when it comes to power in Nigeria, you must bow to the North to become a president.
What kind of power?
An army.
You are talking about political power. The political power you are talking about is the political of jingoism, the political of criminalism, political of money laundering, political of stealing. That is the kind of political government you are running in Nigeria. Is that the politics? They say there was a saying that Igbos are not always participating in the politics, that Igbo doesn't know how to play politics. But the Obi in 2023 came out single-handedly. He came from the back, from supporting Atiku and backing up Atiku. In 2023, he chooses to stand alone. Labour Party that was dead through Obi, it was revived. Labour Party was a dead party, but through Obi, Peter Obi, it was revived. And you and I saw, you witnessed what happened in 2023. All over the federation, Obi swept it. Even the federal territory, the federal capital of Nigeria, Obi swept it. In a Tinubu polling unit in Lagos State here, Obi swept it.
But then, it has been
and at the end of the day, the Fulanis partnered as Farid Pasu, left and right, join hands together. The same Igbophobia. Igbo man must not be the president. That was war play. Know that Igbo man is not wiser than any other person in this country. So them, they are talking about political power. Igbos will have their own. And we are the power, the political power. We have the political strength on our own. And for your information, I want to educate some persons today. Go and check the history. Before now, Igbos remain the first people on this planet Earth to practice democracy. And
how do you mean? Where is that history? In which book is that history?
Go and check in the 18th centuries, before the amalgamation of Nigeria in 1914. And for your information, Biafra, that is the Igbos, are older than Nigeria with over 500 years. Are you getting it? Before the amalgamation of Nigeria in 1914. So we have been practicing democracy in different angles. And that is